Hello everyone, I'm JalpaViolation and today I'm going to present you crime in New York. So let's go through the table of content. So here it is, and the first uh, I choose the one data set that I need for the analysis, and then I apply the various operation on it, and I clean it because I don't need some of the column and some of the data. And then I create the pivot table and pivot chart in my Excel sheet. I will show you in a detail in a later section how we create the pivot table and pivot chart. And pivot table and pivot chart is really it's just create in fraction of seconds. So by the pivot table and pivot chart, you can easily analyze your data. And then the basic SQLite command by using the Panda. In Jupyter Notebook, I apply the various command on my dataset so I can get the detail of my dataset. And then data visualization with matplot and iPlotlib. So by using the matplot and iPlotlib, I create the visualization for my dataset. So it is really easy to get some of the trends and some of the numbers by visualizing with the chart, and then analysis with the chart by using Power BI. And then I use the Power BI for more analysis to my dataset. Power BI is one kind of platform that help us to create the visualization for our dataset. It gives the various features so we can create the beautiful chart by it. And then dashboard of graph. Then I create the one dashboard in my Power BI, so we can check all the graph at one moment, and then I reach to the conclusion. The next, crime. We all know that crime is the major part of every society. Every day it broadcasts in the newspaper and television. We all are aware of it. It is the quite obvious that the rate of crime is increasing day by day in the many parts of the world. So, on the other hand, it's really mandatory to controlling and the fighting against the crime, and as well as the getting aware of the statistics of the crime so we can live the safe life. So, the move to the next slide, this sample data set, you can see that this is the my sample data set. I will show you in my Excel sheet. So, this is my sample data set. You can see that there are the various columns: county, agency, area, year, sorry, index total, violent total, murder. Give me just one moment. Yeah. Murder, rape, robbery, aggravated assaults, property total, burglary, larceny, motor vehicle theft, and the region, right? So, and then I applied the filter, and I get this filtered clean data set. So you can see that I remove the column that I don't want, and I also remove the sum of data that I don't want, that I don't need for the analysis. So here I removed you can see that here I remove the region that I don't want, and this is my clean data set. And I also remove some of the county that is I don't need for the analysis. And you can see that this is my third sheet. Here I create the pivot chart and pivot table. You can find the pivot table in under the insert tab. So here I create the pivot table. You can see that there is the option of pivot table and charts. So you can see that by it comes with the various field. So this is field is nothing but just the column name. So here I choose the county and the index total. Index total is the total of all the major crime in the New York City. So I also choose the percentage so I can easily analyze my data. So you can see that this is my pivot table with the various country, and then I created the pivot chart with the help of this pivot table. And the county is laid on the x-axis, and this is the total of major crime on a y-axis. So this is basically line chart. You can see that Suffolk has the highest crime rate on in all this major country. So the back to the slide, this is the same that the cleaning of data set and this pivot table and pivot chart that I show you in Excel sheet. And then later Here you can see this cleaning with panda commands. So you can see that I we can use the many of operation many operation I can apply on my data set, so I can get the many detail for my analysis. So I will show you in Jupyter Notebook. So you can see this cleaning with the we can also clean our dataset by using the Jupyter Notebook. So I show you how can I do that. So this is my Jupyter Notebook. You can see that here I import the Panda library, so I can use the various command of it. And you can see that here I also load my Excel sheet in this crime data frame, and I use the working data. So my sheet name is working name, and you can see that by applying the crime.info, I get all the information of my data set, that on it is non-null or null, the count and the data type, and the which how many column in the in the data set, and then I print it. And you can see that I also can clean my data set here. You can use the fillna command to replace your value with the zero, but this my data set has already zero value, so I didn't use the fillna command. And then then you can use drop, so you can also drop any of column that you want. So here I drop the column violent total, so you can see that when I print it, the violent column has no available in my recent data set. So the next you can use various commands. So the ilog command, in this square bracket I pass the index number, so I get the information of that index number. So you can see that the in my data set the index number is 4. This is the all data of index 4. And then I apply the count, so you can check that the count of your data set and the minimum. So you can find the minimum value of each column in your data set. So you can see that there is the minimum value of your data set. The maximum, you can find the maximum value of your data set by using the maximum command, and which is consistent in pandas library. And same as the medium describe. So describe gives the all the detail of your data set. And head and tail, we are all aware about head. By passing the number in bracket, you can get that number of data, that number of row and data in your from your data set. So here I pass the 5, so you can see that I get the 5 row of my data set. And same as the tail, but tail get the data from the bottom. So this is my 5 row from the bottom. uh, Back to the presentation, you can see that here is the some of the command that I show you in Jupyter Notebook. And the next slide, this is the also the ilog and count command that I show you. And back to this, you can see that a visualization with the Jupyter Notebook. So here I use the plotly library to create the box plot chart. So you can see that this is my box plot chart, and the rape victim, and I focus on the one column that is the rape, because it is the one kind of major crime. You can see that the Suffolk and Newsia has the highest rate in rape. So you can see that the highest is maximum to 34, and the Newsia has a 144, the highest rate of this is the box plot chart. By you can get the information by just hovering on that graph. You can see that this Putnam has the 0 to 18, sorry 18, the 18 number of rape. Yeah, and you can see that there is a various color used for this graph, and this is all the city that laid on x-axis, and this is the number of rape that occurred in that city. So this is Albany is, I think, third highest country in the rape. Third highest the city in rape country. And on the next chart, you can see that this is the scatter plot by using the iplot library. So this is my scatter plot. You can see the same, it describes the same thing like This Suffolk, Nazia, and Albany third are the highest in the all crime, and the uh, other remaining city are remaining between the 0 to 10,000. So this three city has the highest crime rate. You can see that, and you can see that the one thing, this crime rate is just decreased with the time, with the increasing of time. So it is really good because this all three city has decreased the crime rate by increasing with the time. And this is also the group by command you can use for the getting information. So back to the slide. This is the visualization. You can see that this is a really interactive graph. So this is my scatter plot, and this all the in this scatter plot we can see that the rather than the remaining all the country, excluding the Albany, Nausea, and Suffolk, the three has the major crime rate, but the remaining all the county has the number of rape cases is between the 0 to 10,000, and you can also see that this, all the cases is decrease with the time. You can see that from the 1990 to 2010, this all plotting is decreased with the time. And move to the next slide. You can see that there is my dashboard with I made with the help of Power BI. I will show you this dashboard in my Power BI. You can see that this is my geo map. It takes a little bit time. If I show you this, all is the county of New York. By zooming in we can see it clearly. So this is the country. Suffolk, Nausea, and Albany has the major crime rate in this all area. You can say that by the geo map. And you can also see that this one is Allegheny, Clinton, and the Seneca has the circle is really small compared to the all. So this has the low crime rate compared to this all. And by moving on the next chart, this is my tree map. You can also see that I create the line stack column chart, donut chart, and the line chart. This is my tree map. If I click on that, you can see that the tree map shows the with the increasing of the time, the number of crime is decreased. You can see that this rectangle is big compared to the 2019. So in 1991, the total number of crime is really highest compared to the 2019, and it is a really good thing. I can see that detail. If I click on the 1991, you can see that the circle is really small in all area in 1991, and you can also get the information of the 1991 of the all crime like larceny, motor vehicle, property cases, aggravated assault, robbery, burglary, all the in 1991. And you can also get the detail from the this donor chart, but this chart is really small, so I will show you in detail by zooming out. And you can also see that in 1991, the robbery case is 9,852 and 1,99,742 of larceny case, and burglary has 67,967 case. So if I click on this 2018, you can see that the circle is big compared to the 1991. So we can say that the crime rate is decreased with the increasing of the time. And you can also get all the information of 2018 by this line stack column chart and this line chart. You can also get all the number of cases, robbery, larceny, and burglary in this line chart. And if I move in this line chart, next chart, you can see that if I want the information of the 1995, I hover on that and I get all the information from this. In 1995, the larceny case is 1 lakh 1,74,392, and the motor vehicle theft has 24,193, and in the property case is really high, is 2,44,912, and this is the rape case, this is the 1,001, and the robbery case is 7,812, and aggravated assault is at 13,517, and the burglary has 46,327. So I get all the information. This is the line stack column chart. You can see that the number of crime is decreased with the time. So this chart goes down, and you can also see that the highest total of crime is in 1991. So you can see that this bar is really is high compared to the all bars. So mm, you can also see all the information of 2020. You can see that in 2019 the larceny case is 86,138, and the robbery case is 9,034 case. So now back to the report. I will show you this donut graph in detail by zooming on it. So you can see that this all three we can now we can guess that which one is three country. This is the Suffolk, Newsia, and this one is Albany. So this three country has the major crime rate in all the duration. So you can say that Suffolk has 35% 44 sorry 35.44% in total of 100, and Newsia has a 26.92%, and Albany has 10% 09. And we can also get the information of which three country has the lowest crime rate. So we can get the information as Putnam, Allegheny, and Seneca has the lowest crime rate compared to the all country. So we can conclude that the reading of the all data through the data set is sometimes it's really boring, but by the visualizing we get all the information by just hovering on that. So it's really easy to get the information at specific year and at specific area. So visualization is really useful to analyze our data. So this is the other three country has the Duchess has 8.2, Niagara has 6.02, and Ulster has 4.14 percentage of total of 100. And this three country has really this less crime rate. If I go back to this next slide, this is the robbery, larceny, and burglary with from the 1990 to 2020. So you can get all the information by just hovering on that. You can see that in 1991, the highest case of robbery, larceny, and burglary at nine at nine sorry at 9,852, and larceny is 1,99,742, and burglary has 67,962. So I will show you this graph in detail. You can see that this is my line chart, but and you can also change the detail by just this all option, because Power BI has the lot of option. And now back to my presentation. You can see that this is my dashboard, and what is the conclusion? I conclude that the crime rate in New York City is dropped dramatically by per year from 1990 to 2019. So we can conclude, and also you can also conclude the Nazia, Suffolk, and the Allegheny has the highest violent crime rate compared to the other crime, and also by the murder chart we can also conclude that the homicide is immense in Suffolk. So this is my reference and link, and I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you everyone.